Hello, good afternoon. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET Now with me, Vinny Motiwala, along with me, Cheryl D'Souza as well. Cheryl, a very good afternoon to you as well. Muted day of trade, subdued day of trade coming in for the markets, but in a very important and major security breach, two people entered the Lok Sabha and opened tear gas canisters, and now they also jumped into the well shouting and have been detained as well. Now, the intruders are yet to be identified. An official statement from the parliament is awaited. Remember, this comes on a day which India is actually observing the 22nd anniversary of the 2001 attack on the parliament that time as well. So yes, on a very important day, the security breach coming in is something that one is keeping on keeping an eye out on right now as of now, Cheryl, as well. So important updates will be waited from the parliament side or commentary from that sort as well.
Absolutely, and like you said, we are awaiting for a formal notification coming in from the parliament, formal statement coming in from the parliament. For now, you have Lok Sabha that is adjourned post this particular security breach. But on that note, let's actually kickstart with Market Fatafat, and let's talk about what the markets are doing at this point in time, because there's a subdued day of trade coming in for the benchmark indices. Nevertheless, we've actually recovered sharply from the day's lowest point. If you look at Sensex as well as Nifty, we're sharply off the day's lowest point. Let's take a look at what Nifty Bank is doing at this point in time. And how is Nifty Bank trading? Because remember, it was actually trading in tandem with the benchmark indices, while you have the broader markets that are shining bright. They're in the positive territory since the word go, with the IT index being one of the top sectoral losers in trade today. So that's the way how the markets are panning out at this point in time, Vinny. But there are a lot of individual stocks moving based on news.
Absolutely, and to talk about that on the technical front, today we're joined by Sumeet Mulchhandani, while from the research team we do have Lisa and also Snehi coming in on the front side of the camera instead of producing. Snehi, welcome on board as well for Market Fatafat as well. A very good afternoon to all three of y'all, and let me start as always with the first stock that is going to be in focus, and we're going to be talking about KIOCL. This one is in focus, and the shares actually fell as much as 2% intraday as well, because yesterday the company actually informed that when you look at their Bangalore plant, that's been temporarily suspended, the operations and production in the Bangalore plant as well. They've suspended the operations there, and mainly this is a pellet plant unit of the company in Bangalore that was suspending operations since yesterday's 12th of December 2023, mainly due to the non-availability of iron ore fines. This is what the company said in their press release as well. So yes, because of this news, so we had seen the stock fall as much as 2% intraday. As of now, recovered from the day's lowest point, still down 1% because of the non-availability of iron ore fines is what they have stopped the production for, the operations for. So, when will that availability be made? What will be the loss? Those are some factors that one keeps an eye out on from KIOCL as well.
All right, moving on to NLC India, or rather before moving on to NLC India, let's mark the flash on the bottom of your screen. You have some important notification coming in from Mahindra & Mahindra, where they've said that they've made investment in Classic Legends Private Limited. They're saying the external investors along with the company will be investing about 875 crore rupees in Classic Legends over the next 2 to 3 years. Also, they're saying the investment is to build a strong business that leverages strength of M&M and its partners. So on the back of this particular investment, the news that has come out right now, you can see M&M is trading higher by about 0.8%. But apart from M&M, the other counter that is in focus, and that will be NLC India, that particular counter has seen a sharp uptick. The uptick is as much as 8% on an intraday basis. They've said that their M-Sand plant in Tamil Nadu will be operational by the end of January 2024. And post that announcement, you can see the sharp surge coming in the stock price. Now the stock is trading higher by about 8.5% as we speak, Vinny.
Okay, let's move on and talk about Nazara Tech, the first stock on the technical front. And Sumit, Nazara Tech, what is the chart now indicating for Nazara Tech? Where do we see it headed from here on? What is the target that one should actually keep an eye out on? Last 6 months, 24% return. What are you expecting?
Hi, good afternoon to all. So, if you see, the stock is in the consolidation, but in the today's session, it has given a clear breakout, and there is a little bit of resistance nearby the levels of 880. Once the stock has touched 875 today, so it is a conditional buy above the levels of 880. If it is giving the closing basis, then we are expecting a 15% average return from here. So 1000 and 1040 can be the next target. The stock has perfectly taken the support of 50 moving average and 100 moving averages also. and today giving the closing. So above 880, yes, it is a buy signal.
All right, shifting focus then to Allcargo, and to talk about Allcargo, we have Snehi from off-screen to on-screen on Fatafat. Snehi, tell us, why is Allcargo in focus today?
Well, absolutely, Cheryl. Allcargo is in focus on the back of its November monthly update. Now, the total volumes have come in at 99 kilotons. Now, this marks an uptick of 4% on a year-on-year basis. However, when we look at it on a monthly basis, it's a 12% downtick coming there. Now, what's key to remember is that growth has been witnessed in the last month of November, despite a strong base in November of 2022 as well. So, well, on the back of that, the stock is doing pretty well. It's holding on to the gains, and after this announcement that was made, after the numbers came out, the stock did see quite a bit of a surge as well. So, well, that's Allcargo for you.
Okay, surely keeping an eye out on Allcargo on the back of its monthly update that has come in as well. Allcargo Gati, that's the name coming in for the company after the merger as well. But let's move on, talk about Star Pharma, and Sumeet, charts for this. What is your target that you're keeping for Star Pharma now?
This stock actually, it is giving the weekly breakout, a clear formation of leg and pole, and the previous resistance also it is been broken today. So a clear cutout breakout is there. 570 is the current market price. So we would just advise to utilize all the dips till the levels of 540 to 550. And you have to just keep a small stop loss of 510. Now we are expecting the previous resistance, previous support which was broken, and now it is acting as a target. So it is a clear candidate of U-bottom recovery till the levels of 740. So if you will count, it can give a approximately 30% return from here. So time frame is approximately 3 to 6 months. So just go on buy and utilize all the dips.
All right, moving on then, and let's shift focus, Lisa, to the defense space and Paris Defense. Why is this one in focus today?
Yes, so Paris Defense is in focus. In fact, the stock is up around 4%, and that is because it has incorporated a newly owned subsidiary, and this is actually a thermal products arm that they have incorporated. They have named it MedTech Thermal Private Limited, and the MedTech Private Limited, they will be involved in the design, development as well as validation of thermal products, and it will be specially for industries catering to aviation, defense as well as space. Now, talking about the cost of acquisition, the company will subscribe to 70,000 shares and it will aggregate around 7 lakh rupees, and Paris Defense will be holding around 70% of equity shares in the proposed subsidiary. So yes, that's the reason Paris Defense is in focus, and it's up around 4% as we speak.
Absolutely. Look at the uptick that came in the stock as well once the announcement was made. So yes, important to keep an eye out on that one. Let's move on, talk about Indian Bank. This one too is in focus today, and the public sector has actually launched a QIP issue on 12th of December. That's yesterday. The floor price was fixed at 414 rupees per share, and now the committee of directors for capital raising of the bank will be meeting on 15th of December, furthermore to consider the issue price of the equity shares to be allotted for pursuant to the proposed QIP of equity shares as well. So on the back of this QIP news, you're keeping an eye out on Indian Bank. As of now, trading with cuts of almost 1% in trade. 432 is where Indian Bank is standing at right now.
All right, moving on, let's talk about Torrent Power then. Sumeet, how is this one looking at the charts?
We have a little bit bearish view here. If you see the chart pattern, it has formed a clear bearish RME pattern, which is called also an inside bar. So if you lower than the daily time frame, the previous swing is broken, and today it is giving the clear breakdown signals also. So 920 was the last hope for us, and currently the stock is trading at 908. So if any retail player is there, we would just advise to exit, and if any F&O player is there, we would just advise to make a fresh short position. Current price is around 908. One can keep a stop loss of today's high, that is around 945, and we are expecting a 5 to 7% fall from here. So target would be around 835 to 840.
Okay, let's keep an eye out on those levels over there for Torrent Power. But on that note, we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more stocks after the break.
Welcome back. You're watching Market Fatafat on ET now, and it's been the season of IPOs, isn't it? Now we have a new one coming up, and that is Mutu Microfin with the IPO size of about 960 crore rupees. The IPO is all slated to open on December 18th. But let's find out more about the company, what the company does, where will it utilize its funds. We are joined now by Mr. Thomas John Muthu, who is the Group Chairman of Mutu Papachan Group, and Sadaf Syed, who is the CEO of Mutu Microfin. Very good afternoon to you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on ET now. And let's first if you could walk us through the offer that's on the table, and how is the company planning to actually utilize the funds that it's aiming to raise from this particular IPO, approximately 960 crore rupees.
Thank you very much. We are raising around 960 crore in this IPO, and out of which 760 crore is a primary issuance. The money that is being raised is for augmenting our capital and for growing the business. So we are a part of Mutu Papachan Group. As you know, it's a well-diversified business conglomerate with the focus on low-income household. Mutu Microfin is 10,800 crores of asset under management company. We are the 5th largest NBFC MFI in the country, and we are growing at a growth rate of around 36% CAGR for the last 3 years. And essentially, the growth is coming from establishing our branch network. So we have around 1,330 branches spread across the 18 states and 329 union territories that we operate. And we provide joint liability group loans. These are income generating loans given to rural household in a Grameen model in a joint liability format, where we form a group of 10 to 15 ladies and provide them loan. And our growth has been really good, and also the portfolio quality has been really good in the last 2 years, that is since COVID 2021, June 2021, the portfolio that we have originated, which represents almost 97% of our asset under management, the delinquency, the NPAs have been only 0.67%, and we want to grow this business further. The recent RBI regulations have liberalized the microfinance policy, and this has created a level playing field, which is really allowing us to grow. And this capital is essentially needed for that growth. It will support our growth, and we'll continue to focus on the financial inclusion agenda, which is reaching out to more rural household in the economically weaker section of the society, and provide them loans which serve their needs. So we are different from other microfinance organization in a sense that, one, we come from a well-established brand name, Mutu Papachan Group, which is there. Plus, we focus at the life cycle need of the customers. So we are not looking only at a microfinance loan. As the customer progresses in her journey, if she needs a business loan, we provide her. If she needs a two-wheeler loan, we provide her. If she needs a home improvement, home renovation loan, we provide her. And we are also very technology-focused microfinance organization. So we have our own in-house technology team, which has developed our loan origination system, loan management system, and the most important thing is the Mahila Mitra app that we have developed. Out of the 3.2 million customers that we have, 1.5 million customers are using this app, and this app helps us to digitize our collections. Almost 100% of our disbursement is already digitized. 33% of our collection is incrementally also digitized. So apart from the financial inclusion agenda, we are taking forward the digital inclusion agenda also.
Absolutely. Just wanted to follow up on that, because you all are a very dominant player, especially in the southern region, with approximately 55% of the AUM coming in from that region. Are you now going to plan to expand? Because you did say that you are planning to expand. So have you zeroed down on the regions that you're planning to expand going ahead?
So we are present in 18 states. We are #1 player in Kerala in NBFC MFI space, and we are among the dominant players in Tamil Nadu also. 51% of our portfolio comes from South, but we are rapidly expanding in North. Around 9% of our AUM comes from UP, and around 10% of our AUM comes from Bihar. Our strategy is that we will continue to acquire more customers in these northern states. We had acquired around 7.5 lakh customer overall last financial year, and till in the 6 months we have already acquired around 4 lakh customers. We will further continue to acquire fresh customer. Our strategy is to expand our distribution network, acquire more customers, and at the same time continue to retain our market space, market leadership in our states, and increase our wallet share among the customers. So we will definitely continue to focus that, and also use technology to both retain customer and also ensure that there are efficiencies that are brought in.
Right. Good afternoon. This is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. And Mr. John, I want to put this question to you. When you look at it, your customer base, mainly 96% is of your customer base is in rural India and from rural India. And, can you talk to us about the main scenario that is there in the industry, the microfinance industry? Because when we have spoken to other NBFCs, they too have highlighted how strong the demand is coming in from the smaller towns, cities, rural areas. That's where the demand trend is from. And also in terms of your AUM growth levels, do you expect them to sustain and remain at these 40% levels that you've seen them at?
So if I can take that question, we have grown at a 36% CAGR, and if you look at the industry, the growth has also been there in the same range. The biggest thing is that if you look at the rural economy, the smaller businesses that we cater to, like maybe a kirana shop or a vegetable vendor, people who needed a capital to set up a business was around ₹1 lakh. So for the similar kind of a business, they would need around ₹1 lakh to ₹20,000 or ₹1 lakh 10,000 rupees. So that is where the demand is coming from, because of a little bit of inflation and increase in prices. Of course, their revenue has also increased, but they need more capital. So that is where the demand is coming from. And I think RBI has created a right kind of a platform for microfinance companies to continue to grow. In the recent policy change where they have liberalized the income levels of the household, earlier there was target segment was income of 1,25,000 rupees per rural household. Now that has been liberalized to around 3 lakh rupees per household. So that really improves the total addressable market almost 2.5 times. And that is where I think the opportunity of growth is there. We anticipate like overall there are around 17 crore household which belong to the microfinance category. As of now, the industry caters to around 7 crore household. So of course there is enough opportunity of growth for everyone, and definitely our franchise also will take advantage of that.
Okay, thank you so much, gentlemen, actually for joining in with us this afternoon on ET Now. And good luck for the IPO as well. We'll hope to see you soon once the IPO is launched as well. But that was the management of Mutu Microfinance for you all joining in with us. IPO will be opening on 18th of December, so keeping an eye on that one. But we'll submit a short break on that note. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more stocks after the break.